Hello everyone, welcome back to Octopticom. As I mentioned at the beginning of the last episode, I got the mouse cursor capturing wrong. I fixed that in between episodes, so everything's fine now. You can see, look at this, I'm pointing at 9 and the arrow shows 9, amazing. Okay, so moving on, what are we supposed to do here? Combine the two inputs. Okay, and only if they are both white, produce white, otherwise produce black. Now the inputs are black and white, so like we don't actually have to care about the colors, just check whether there's a beam at all, and that's what this is for, right? What's the best way to do this? Like, we need a splitter, obviously. This is probably not the cheapest way, but it'll work. We need our inputs here. And there's the output, right? Great. Area 4. Now that's something. I see. That's cute. So what they were pointing out that I can do is just have input 1 feed like this, right? Is say input 1, if it's white, it will continue acting just like the input when I pass it over input 2. Or it'll continue acting like the original white beam. That's cute. And if it's black, then like we won't get to input 2, but who cares? We don't need to know what was in input 2. That's nice. If they're both black, produce black, otherwise white. If they're both black, produce black, otherwise one of them must be white, right? So this is OR, we're implementing OR. How do I do that? I guess something like this would do it. Right? Pass the white beam over both of them, and if either one of them makes it to the output will be white, and if the output gets 2 whites, I think that's fine. Yeah, looks like it. We could save one. No, we could make it 4x2 instead of 3x3, whatever, I don't care. Copy the input to the output with white and black reversed. So we're implementing not here. Okay, well that's sort of what this was about, right? We just need to split this and then feed it back to itself. Hang on, we have to pass this all through the input first. Not correct. We need to split it and send one copy through the input, which should be, it doesn't matter which copy actually. Okay. This was identical. We did not split it. We made it the same. Oh, I need a type 2, not a type 1. There we go. And now we have to check whether they're equal. So if they are different, produce white, otherwise produce black. If they're the same, produce black. Oh, right, this is a 2-input function. Yeah, all the others previously were single inputs. We were bouncing one light against itself. Okay, so... if they're different, produce white. So... we need, I guess, at least sometimes, there has to be a path directly from the input, from the white source to the output that doesn't pass through either of these, right? Because if both of these are black, there's no way to produce a white otherwise. So I think that what we need is for this white source to always be pointed at the output, but have a filter on it that comes from 1 and 2's input color. So we'll split it and have it take some sort of input here, which, like, if these two are both on, then we want the beam to not pass, correct? Yeah. So we want a beam. I think I want this. We'll let the white through, but not if these guys are the same. And them being the same is something... no. I should let this beam pass if they're different, because that's easy to do. If they're different, at least one of them is white. It's hard to produce white from 2 blacks, right? If you don't have a source, which we don't. So I'm thinking like this, and then I'll use. Wait, hang on. This is let beams pass if there is a beam, which is if these two are different, right? Yeah. Okay. So now we just need to have these two feed into one of these also pointing, like, here. The layout of this is a little bit tricky, but... or wait, can we just run the input through? No. Yeah, we do have to have these produce separate outputs. Okay, so... that with another splitter here. Now only if this will produce white. Now this is supposed to be a type 2. Sorry, I just changed the window size. There we go. This is a type 2, so that if both of them are on, the second one will block the first, because we only want this to produce a light when they're different. Ah, but that doesn't do this either. Because now, if 1 is on but 2 is off, great, the light gets through. But if 2 is on and 1 is off, nothing gets through. So this is not correct, but we're like halfway there. Yeah, we got some of them, see? Well, I mean, the brute force solution would be to make a copy of this with the two inputs set differently. Like, right, with oh, but I don't have two copies of these things. I mean, I don't know, you could do it, of course. But like, have another one, like, this is half of the solution. It gets through if 1 is on and 2 is off. We could make a copy of this that gets through in the opposite case and combine them with a splitter. But that doesn't seem very elegant at all. So, if we had a splitter that combined both inputs and had that be what we fed through, then that would be suitable because it would be on. Even, like, that would give us a source of white light to pass through here when this one's on. But is that useful? I mean, okay, so one, like, really dumb solution is we just implemented and, or, and not, right? Like, we could go look at those solutions and implement this as A and B, or not A and not B. It's a thing we could do. It feels bad. So it definitely is true that we need a path from this white light to the output. Is it, though? Because we could take the output of these two things and AND them together and have that be what goes through, right? And that would be white in all the cases where we need it to be white. But then we still need a way to turn that off if both of them are white. Alright, how did I implement AND? Let's go back to that. This is not or and. I need like NAND, right? So that's just passing it over both of them, and then I could not the result. Out of curiosity, do I have to do this puzzle? No, I could skip it. Interesting. Well, now they want NAND. So if they're both white, then black, otherwise white. It's like NAND and NOR are sort of primitives that you can use to implement anything. With just OR, you can't get, for example, AND. There's no way to combine OR switches to get AND. But with NOR or NAND, you can build anything you want with just that single component. I don't know, maybe I'll leave this alone for a bit, come back to it. And maybe this will just be really hard too, I don't know. So this is, if they're both white, produce black. Well, that seems like much easier, right? Because we just need to have 2 stoppers. Like for the white light, like so or something. Right? What did I do it backwards? If they're both white, black. That's what I did here. This is if either of them is white, I produced black. Whoops. So I shouldn't have these in parallel. They should be in serial, right? Just a single one of these. Like that. Yeah. Could save one area. But who cares? Yeah, and now we want NOR, of course, and that's what I did a minute ago. So we'll implement it again here. Right, is that all? Yeah. Okay, what's this? XNOR. If, which I believe is the same as equal, if they're the same, white, otherwise black. That's just using one of them as the type 1 input for the other. So something like this. I wish it would show me the output it expects. All right, so what's wrong with this? What was I supposed to do? If they're the same, white, otherwise black. Oh, well, obviously this doesn't work if they're both black. Because there's no source of white light. Right. This is exactly the opposite of the problem I skipped. Right, we were implementing XOR, and this is XNOR. Man, I don't want to do either of these. Let's skip it, come back later. Let's look at 16. Accumulator, ooh, exciting. We have a new piece. A new component, the accumulator. Use it to add the color of each previous cell to the next one. So this like is kind of like a latch or something. It stores a value from the previous cycle. Ah, it accumulates color for one cycle and then releases it on the next one. Okay. This is time delay. All right. So we'll split here. No. I'll take the input and split it into two places. The first of which will time delay before... Can I just do this? What happens? Oh no, because it passes over, it would get all weird. Let's not do that. Now we have both of these things. And we have a splitter that will... is that what I want? I don't know, I mean, I guess it's fine. Yeah, so we could have made it smaller, but... So the idea was, like, we send two copies of the input. One goes directly into the splitter, one gets delayed a turn, and then goes into the splitter. Then it goes to the output. Okay. Well, these... It's hard, like, I don't know. These are the only ones where you might need to produce... Wait. You... Only... Like, this is XOR, right? If they're different, it should be white. If they're the same, it should be black. So if they're both... Okay, this is stupid. If they're both black, then... I don't need this white funneled over here, right? So... I guess what I should do is combine the two inputs with a splitter and use that as the controller for a type 2 that lets through... No. Use that as the output for a type 2 splitter, where the input is the result of running over both of these. So it's going to be a large and messy. But so here's what I'm thinking, is we do something like this, right? We split the beam so we have two copies of it. And we run one of them over both so we get the and. And we also run another copy over both inputs. Like so, right? No, this is the opposite of what I want. Now they're just both running over. One of these needs to be using splitters to combine the results of both. Which would be something like... like this. Now I have the and of them coming out here, and the or of them coming out here. And I want, let's see, if they're both on, then don't go. Otherwise, do go, like so, right? And observe, by the way, well, I was gonna say we could just put the... Yeah, we can make this a bit smaller. We can make this 4x3, right? This did not succeed. Oh, this splitter's pointing the wrong way. That's the answer. And it says, oh, we beat the optimization challenge. We got 3 exclamation points, but we could be smaller, right? By taking this whole thing and rotating it so that this white source is here. Which would be like so. And then I think we have to rotate this. No, it's still good. Yeah, 12. Nice. Okay, so I was just confused when I was trying to do this because I was trying to produce white when both were black, but that's not what I have to do here. That's what you have to do for X NOR, not for X OR. Cool. Well, I'm pleased with this solution. It's a bit messy, but very compact. Back to X NOR. Yeah, this is the... I don't like this one at all. So hang on, if they're... If they're both the same, we need to be white. So we definitely do need something that doesn't pass through either of the inputs to feed that to the output. And then we need 2 separate controller switch thingies on that, I think. One that'll turn it off if they're both on, and one that'll turn it off if they're both off. That's not too bad, actually. I know how to write both of those, I think. So let's just get rid of all this. It's a mess. And, so here's my thinking is like... We're gonna do something, and I think I'll probably again end up rotating after I'm done like thinking this through, but... So my thinking is something like... like this to the output, and then we have some circuitry up here. And we do the same trick of getting both the OR and the AND of these guys, because if they are both on, if they're both on, we want to like take the AND of them and send it here, right? Which is fine, I can do that. But what if they're both off? I guess I again take the AND of them and I send it here? No, I take the OR of them and send it here. If either of them is on, allow this to pass. And if both of them are on, prevent this from passing. Yeah. Well, no, this is fine. If they're both on, yeah, okay. So actually, this is pretty simple. We'll just take the AND in both cases. So if they're both on, then we'll power this. No, this doesn't make sense. Yeah, I don't want these lined up like this because now they're... This would make sense if I had two conditions that both need to be met, but I don't. I have two conditions, one of which needs to be met. So I shouldn't be lining this up in series like this. Okay, well, so here's my opinion on this game. My opinion is that, like, the game is fine. It's fun if you're into that, but I don't really want to, like, I don't know, it's not quite my thing. I don't see myself spending many more hours working on this stuff. Like, these light puzzles are interesting, but they're not really my thing. So I think I'm just gonna make it 2 episodes here, and you guys can solve level 15 on your own if you want, or go get it on, get it on Steam, whatever, if you're interested. But I'm just gonna have these 2 episodes be all that I publish on the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.